Hi, everyone. I'm Heben.
I'm Tracy.
And welcome to another round with Heben and Tracy.
It's going to be such a good episode.
Oh, my gosh. Screaming in general. We really got to think of new intros.
We got to try one day. We should.
I'm feeling great.
Good.
I'm very excited for today's episode.
Me too. Guess why?
Why?
Because one of my good friends is going to be on the show, Nichole Perkins.
Yay!
Yay!
You may remember her from all of our shout outs to her Tennessee Whiskey Woman on Twitters. We're really excited because we're going to get to talk about Prince, Beyonce. A lot has happened in these last few weeks. Our worlds have changed.
And, you know, one of our goals is to talk about sex more on the show, which is tough for me since my mom watches, since my mom listens. But we are going to create a segment for Nichole
called Nichole's Sex Corner. She answers all your sex questions in relationship stuff, general angst.
It's temporarily called Nichole's
Yeah,
Sex
we're working
Corner.
on the name, guys.
The name is not great. Let's do it.
I'm excited.
So before we start the show, we have a quick announcement. And that announcement is that Heben, aka Young Oprah, is leaving BuzzFeed.com, the website.
This is true.
But
and I appreciate you referring to me by my formal Young
I mean,
Oprah.
I just had to put some respect on it, you know?
I appreciate
had to
that.
Put some respect on your name.
So this is true. These are facts.
Yeah, leaving BuzzFeed, but not leaving another round. If you happen to be freaking out right now,
Pause.
don't freak out.
Yes.
She's not dying. You don't have to mourn her. She'll still be around. We'll still be working on the show. We'll have to wait and see what her time is like now that she's going to be working at the freaking Colbert Report. It's not the Colbert Report.
It's not that anymore, Tracy.
Damn it. Since she's going to be working on the Late Show, late night.
Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
Since she's going to be working on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
Oh my God.
Can't believe it's you and Tyrone. Stephen Tyrone.
Stuff and things are happening.
Big stuff and big things are happening. I am very sad, but I'm more excited and proud than I am.
No,
sad.
stop it.
I'm very sad.
Stop it.
I'm so sad. Congratulations.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
And I look forward to continuing the show with you.
Yes.
And just to reiterate, there are going to be more shows in the feed. This is not the last episode by any means. And we love y'all and we really want to keep this going.
Word.
And we're excited to figure out how to do that.
Word.
Speaking of the show, let's do
Let's
it.
do it.
I am ecstatic to welcome my good friend of 1,000 years, maybe, give or take 10 or 20 years, Nichole Perkins. We talk about and reference her a lot during the show, usually by her Twitter name, which is Tennessee Whiskey Woman. She is a writer, a freelancer, an aspiring novelist, and in her own words, forever a poet. Aww. So adorable. She really is one of my favorite authors. You can find her work at places like Vulture, BuzzFeed, The Toast, and Rolling Stone. We got her some Johnny Walker Black.
Yes.
So we are ready to get into
tinkle.
to get into all the things. Let's start with Prince.
Okay.
Are you emotionally okay to talk about Prince?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. It's just weird, like, what triggers me now. Like, the first couple of days, I was really sad. I was crying all the time. And, like, I was in traffic, and my mom had to rub my back because I just started crying at the light. They were playing. I forget the song that they were playing now. But it was just really emotional for me. But I'm better now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would also love to know your hair is a glorious purple right now.
Yes.
Yeah,
As are your fingernails.
Yes, my fingernails are purple. My hair is purple. I've had my hair purple since October.
It looks incredible.
So thank you. It runs off on everything. I've damaged Tracy's couch.
Yeah, there's a huge purple stain on my very tan couch.
And it's permanent dye, but I think just because of all the Black Woman products that I put in it, it just slips
the
right
coconut
off.
oil
Yeah,
probably makes it run.
yeah.
So it's in my couch forever. So talk to us about how you fell in love with Prince.
Okay, so probably when I was 6 years old, we got cable for the first time, and MTV was like really popular. I'm old, by the way, just to let your listeners know. So MTV was really popping, and they were playing Prince stuff, and this was maybe 83. So yeah, so they were playing Prince stuff, and they played the video for I Want to Be Your Lover, and he's just dancing. He's like topless. He's dancing around. He's like flinging all his hair, and like his shirt is gaping down to his navel. And I was like, this is not a woman, but he's not, like, is he a man? Like, what's I didn't know what I was looking at, but then like to hear his voice. And then he was saying stuff that was kind of nasty. And I just zoomed in on that, and I just loved him from there. I really feel like I imprinted on him or something, because so much of my life is influenced by Prince.
What do you mean?
Say more.
Like, the men that I have fallen for have some kind of Prince thing. If it's a mole right here, just so on their cheek.
So something that reminds you of Prince.
Yeah, and I didn't know that until maybe like after 30 or so. But
that's so interesting.
The eyebrows, they're very skinny and scrawny like Prince's a lot of the times. They kind of have his attitude, or they have big eyes like he does. Something like, there's always something physical that reminds me of Prince, of the men that I have like really, really fallen stupid, dumb in love with. But why? I don't know. I just he was just someone that kept me still when I would see him.
You wrote an essay for BuzzFeed called How Prince Taught Me About Female Sexuality.
Yeah.
Can you please tell us more?
Okay. When I started to get like really into my teenage years, I would be practicing orgasm sounds based on the sounds that Prince was making in his songs.
Okay,
so my first
wait 1 second. I don't want you to lose your place in this story. But can you imagine, like, close your eyes and you're with someone in bed and they just like let loose a Prince noise? Like,
I mean, it's not like I would be like the little, I wouldn't do that. But there's like these really high pitched noises that he makes at the end of the song Girl. It's a B-side. I thought sex sounded like Prince. And I knew that men weren't supposed to sound like that, based on just whatever. But I was like, I can sound like that. So my first orgasm was with a guy. If they were doing really good shit, it was all Prince. Like, and today you will still hear a Prince sound come out of me. I'm so serious. It's like,
So your first orgasm was with Prince.
Pretty much. Yes, I will take that. Yes.
I love that.
That's amazing.
I know. Imagine if someone gave you the like Michael Jackson.
I think that's a good sign, though.
Oh my goodness.
That's a good sign. To make you sound like somebody else, right?
So one of the reasons that I was really excited to talk to you about Prince is because neither of us are like diehard Prince fans. Like, I don't think that's a title that we deserve. We love Prince, we love his music, but we don't have Prince tattoos, you know what I mean? Or purple hair. So I'm very interested in what the grieving process has been like for somebody who felt such a close, like, intimate, personal bond with Prince, especially when it happened so unexpectedly. Like, what has it been like?
It's been really hard because, again, I don't know what's going to make me cry. When I saw the Corvette ad, South, you have to be a good Christian girl.
Right.
But Prince kind of taught me that you can still honor and respect whatever your higher power is and still honor and respect the desires of your body. And that's very important to me.
Word. I don't really feel like I have that strong of a connection to Prince, and I already feel like I've learned so much.
Yeah.
So I really feel like I understand more why people really like him.
Yeah. And I really love listening to people talk about things that they're really passionate about.
I know.
And he is so deserving.
Speaking of which, we're gonna get to Beyonce.
Oop.
But first, refills.
Refills. So we are back, and it's been kind of a disorienting week for people everywhere, Black people especially, I would say, because you have this really devastating thing happening in Prince dying, but then you also have this huge, monumental, joy-inducing thing in the visual album that Beyonce dropped, Lemonade. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody has asked us for our thoughts on it. We would be run out of town on the real if we didn't at least
I have so many emotions.
Say all of them.
I've only seen the visual album 3 times in total. like fully through, and I was weeping at every single time. So I'm very excited to weep with you all together right now.
Favorite songs?
Don't hurt yourself.
I can't have this conversation so early. I need more time.
What I can say is that Don't Hurt Yourself is a favorite of mine. And I've only listened to tracks 2 through 4 so far, which are like the angriest songs on the album.
Yes. Let's talk about the anger on the album. Let's get into it.
So I've said before that like my anger is only something that I've recently given myself permission to engage with, because we're just like so swayed from being angry. You know, don't hold it inside. You have to forgive, blah, blah, blah. Which of course somebody who fucks you over would say and preach to you, right? But I just love how raw and truthful and just she just let herself sink completely into her anger.
Word.
You ain't married to no average bitch boy. You can watch my fat ass twist boy. As I bounce to the next dick boy.
And especially as a black woman, you know, there's a stereotype of the angry black woman, and being able to take control of that and claim that for yourself in the backdrop of that stereotype, you're challenging that stereotype. You're also asserting like your personhood, because humans get angry and that's okay. Also, I just love cussing Beyonce.
Yes.
I love it. Oh my gosh. So I haven't even heard the rest of the album that much, because like I just zeroed in on those 3 songs. But that's where my heart is right now. I'm not ready for the sweet forgiveness part. It's not a part of my brain right now.
What do you make of all the conversations about their marriage?
Well, I mean, people say all the time that marriage is awful. Like, so I don't know why we expect Beyonce and Jay-Z to have some kind of perfect relationship or whatever. Like, I don't know any of my married friends who have not complained about the institution of marriage. You know, not necessarily specific to their husbands or wives, but just they're just like, why do we do this kind of thing? But I mean, it makes for good gossip, you know, with your friends.
I really feel like people are making it too autobiographical.
Well, do you think so?
I feel like it can all be true and none of it can be true at the same time.
Absolutely. True. I think she may have modeled a lot of it after the poetry of
Worcestershire.
Right. And I also think there's some of her own personal life experiences in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it reminds me of something Roxane Gay said, that women are only allowed to be experts of themselves. And I think that also applies to Black people, which is why like we have to go to court to prove that rap lyrics are not real. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like we have to like prove to people that what we talk about
artistic choices. I
can't
take some license.
Like we don't have imagination. When the music that you listen to is from our imagination. Like people are talking about Beyonce in this country song. Black people
invented country.
Hello. Right. Hello. So all of that is just, I think it's a way of, again, just trying to limit Beyonce and her team's credibility.
And her real work.
Yeah.
Right. With his gun and his head held high, he told me not to cry. Oh, my daddy said shoot. Oh, my daddy said shoot. With his right hand on his rifle, he swore in on the Bible. My daddy said shoot. Oh, my daddy said shoot.
I want to pick up on this we invented country.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of parts of this album to me, because I'm not from the South. Well, I'm from the part of Virginia that likes to distance itself from the rest of Virginia. That's Northern Virginia area. We call ourselves the DMV. It's a horrible name.
Yeah.
Nobody likes the DMV.
No.
I remember when Formation dropped, I like jokingly tweeted, I think I understand steampunk now. Because it's like Beyonce and all this like Southern Gothic,
breathtaking,
like the architecture, the clothing, it's like everywhere. That's the whole aesthetic. And I, in my mind, have only associated that with white people. Because I don't have family in the South. I didn't grow up there. And like now it's more, I feel like she's making such a bold claim to like the South.
Yeah.
Like, this is what we look like. This is the music we invented. These are the spirituals we sang. These are the protest songs we made up.
Yeah.
Like,
and like we've been here forever. Like
yes,
we built all this shit.
Yes.
We literally did.
I think part of that is becoming a parent. I'm not a parent, but just from what I've seen and talked to other people, I think part of that is, what do you want to pass on to your child? So she's thinking, what do I want to give Blue Ivy or whoever else comes along as, you know, part of me that's not just mommy on stage or whatever. And so she's really kind of anchored herself in those Southern roots, particularly as she gets closer to her mom and her mom's Louisiana roots. I think that's what that is.
Have you all been reading any of the reviews or the commentary?
I haven't.
I just really truly could not tolerate any conversation about this that wasn't coming from a Black woman.
So you didn't read Piers
care.
Morgan's piece?
I did not. Pierce, I love my whiteness, Morgan. That was a real thing he tweeted, by the way.
He is so fucking fascinated with
did?
Black people. Like,
He's uncomfortably fascinated.
I feel like if we went to his house and looked up his porn history, then it would be fucking big black cock and, you know, ebony tag. You know, it would be all kinds of shit like that.
Absolutely. Probably like the cuckold porn.
Yeah. Well, he's watching some black stud bang out. Yeah.
All right,
like
y'all.
crying
All right.
in the corner. Okay.
That also, though, I feel like one of the things I find it tickles me, it truly does, is when, so there's this iconic line about Becky with the good hair.
Oh my gosh, white people are losing their shit.
They are losing their shit.
He better call Becky with the good hair.
First of all, Iggy Azalea
Oh my
was like,
god.
don't call me a Becky. That's offensive.
Shut up, Becky.
She just needs to sit down someplace. Period.
Truly slight. But there's this weird, I feel like white girls do this thing where like they know they're not a part of something. Like, this is not explicitly about me. So I'm going to turn the attention to about me. And there are these articles that are like, I too am Becky with the good hair. It's like, girl, what?
Like, what was the thing that happened earlier? The glamour thing, British glamour or whatever.
Taking back Becky or something like that.
Taking back Becky. This also happened when the phrase. This happened when basic, the phrase or the word basic was blowing up.
Oh my
And they're like, you know what? Let me reclaim this.
I have finally found my oppression.
Oh my God. It's like, I find it so wild how white people cannot consume a product that is not explicitly for them, where the rest of the world has been doing that their entire lives.
And they can't even quietly not consume
Right,
it. Like,
right.
you can just not hit play.
Right.
You know?
You could just not tweet. You could not
these
write
are
this full
options.
article.
They cost you nothing.
Free 99.
This is also showing me that white people have no idea what good hair is or what it means.
Oh,
Right. So I
like,
think,
please note their hair is excellent. It's like,
Come on now. What are you gonna say?
I think what Heben said, you tweeted that Becky with the good hair is actually a state of ideas or something like
state
that.
of
not a
mind.
person, it's a state of mind.
Yeah. I kind of agree with that. I think that she's just really like, there's somebody else
There's
out
a type.
there.
Yeah.
And my mother, who's going to hate me that I'm saying this, my mother is like, yeah, Beyonce, she got some rough stuff, so anybody's got good hair.
Beyonce, we never said that. Beehive, do not come for us. Do not add us.
Beyonce has gorgeous hair.
Don't
Gorgeous.
endanger my mother.
Don't go after Nicole's mama.
Do you think a Becky is necessarily white?
I think this is how Beyonce threw us off because of the history of good hair. It's what's closest to whiteness, right?
Right.
And so you don't need to qualify.
Yeah.
White
Becky.
It's a given.
Yeah.
Right. See, this is what makes me feel like this is pretty autobiographical. I mean, there's all the direct references to Jay-Z.
Wait.
first
Hold
and
on.
foremost.
Yeah.
Yes.
That I assume, like, Beyonce and Jay-Z make music together.
Yeah.
Like, I know he knows what was going in there. And he's like, I respect your decisions as an artist. You are allowed to tell your truth. Like,
Also, I'm sorry and I deserve this.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, publicly shame me, please.
She was like,
drag
listen,
me.
I'm going to drag you. You're going to be in the video literally at my feet.
Yes. Respect.
Kissing my toe
Respect.
jam in front of everybody.
So can I say that one of the things I think just on a kind of abstract relationship level that we need to look at from Lemonade, is a way of shaming the quote unquote Ashley Larrys and all the people who try to tell you if you're a good girl, no one's going to cheat on you.
Right.
But if a queen gets cheated on, you know, then anybody can get cheated on.
Yeah.
So to try to sit up there and say, well, only queens deserve respect. You got to carry yourself like a queen.
Right.
Look at this.
Okay, but we have Queen Bee who's being disrespected.
Now the Ashley Larrys on Twitter are like, Beyonce a good woman, man. Jay-Z cheated on her. She ain't even go nowhere. Y'all females need to learn. I'm like, you need to have Jay-Z's money, okay?
It always comes back to making the women at fault for something.
We are always in the wrong, just continuously. But I want to backtrack a little bit to talk about Becky and whether or not Becky is necessarily right.
I forgot that thread.
Yeah.
Because the internet has been so adamantly saying it's this one woman, Rachel Roy, not to be confused with Rachel Ray from the Food Network.
Right.
So she's some type of brown?
Rachel Roy?
Yeah.
I think
she's some type of brown.
Yeah, I think her father is South Asian.
Anyways, the internet seems like this is like they have a theory that it's her.
Yeah. So I feel like Becky is a definite reference to whiteness. I think that people who are deemed, quote, not black enough or like some sort of like, quote, exotic black or whatever, if the implication is that they are not like in touch with like their brownness or whatever, then they too can be considered a Becky.
That is how I interpreted it.
Yeah, me too. I don't, because white girls don't have good hair. White girls have white girl hair. You know, when we try to get white girl hair, we hope for good hair, right? So that's not a characteristic that an actual Becky would have, I don't think.
Do you think a Becky has to be light skinned? Dun dun dun.
Well, you know, I don't know, but kind of to go back to
Tracy's stumped.
I am. You stumped me.
Because then there's a rumor that it's Rita Ora, right?
Oh yeah, I assume those are just fallen out lies. Like, why would that happen?
I don't know. You know, because she's white
and she looks like Rihanna.
Somebody said that her hair is too crunchy. It can't be her.
Oh my God, is that somebody you, Tracy?
No, it was somebody on Twitter. I swear,
Okay.
I wish it was me. That's hilarious.
But Rita Ora did step out like the day after Lemonade dropped in the exact same dress Beyonce wears in Formation.
Yes,
right, and she
knew
also
what she was
posted
doing.
that.
Yeah.
She posted a picture of her with some bra with lemons over her nipples.
She knew what she was doing.
Yes,
They just
and then like
lining up for
and the
problems.
necklace that she wore, people thought it was a J. It was an initial necklace.
Oh my gosh! Listen,
I love the internet's investigative reporting.
they be on it. Were I Becky with the good hair, I would say nothing to nobody.
She doesn't want it.
I don't want those particular problems. Not this month.
One other thing I really love about how just outspoken and honest this album is that Beyonce just started her tour. Her first show in Miami happened. And she's selling merch that says boycott Beyonce.
That's awesome. I love it.
Because
That
there's
is
all this
genius.
conversation about after Formation dropped that like it's anti-cops and like the cops
Yeah,
are like,
that's
we won't defend
genius.
her when she's in town for the concert or something. Like we won't
Man, please, they
be on
just
duty or some shit.
Right.
all up
And
in
she's
the
like,
mix
you know
trying
what,
to smell
boycott
her.
me. We all got t-shirts.
That is the best and classiest way of saying, I wish a nigga would.
Yes.
Do it. Do
Yes.
it. I'll supply your t-shirts. I want you to. I want you to boycott me.
I do also, I want to get back to what you were saying about the cursing on the album.
I ain't sorry, nigga, nah.
Because I do think it's a pretty new Beyonce thing.
Oh my God, I love it.
Like, okay, for example, one of my favorite lines on Girls Who Run the World is, I think I need a barber because none of these blank can fade me. It's purposely bleeped out. I couldn't tell if it was bitches or none of these niggas can fade me.
I definitely believe it's niggas.
I don't know. I
But
think
either
I've been
way,
saying
she-
it, bitches. I've been saying
So
bitches.
am
I
I.
didn't say niggas. I think I need a barber. None of these niggas can fade me.
It makes sense. It's like niggas who are cutting your hair, maybe.
Right. Barbers tend to be niggas.
But maybe it's also the bitches can't fade you. Maybe
Bitches
it's
do be trying to
both.
fade.
You know what? Beyonce on levels. Anyways, my point is, like, she would definitely make a point to not curse that much before.
Yeah.
Like, it really feels like she's like, no, you're gonna hear me as I speak, as I talk
You're
to my
gonna let
friends.
me be myself.
Yes.
Yeah, I swear when she hit 30, she was like, fuck this,
Yes.
fuck this,
Yes.
fuck that, and this and this.
Yes.
And
I
it's been
attribute the
so
change
beautiful
to
see.
2011 when she started her own management company and stopped working with her father as her manager. That's when 4 dropped, and in like all the like interviews she's given about 4, it was like I'm on a new path. I feel like I've done a lot in my life, but I've earned the right to be like I'm going to talk my shit.
Yes.
I'm going to say it in my voice.
Oh my
I'm going to use the country slang I use with my mom, with my friends, with whatever, you know?
And see, I wasn't
around.
really big on Beyonce or Destiny's Child when they were hot. I don't know. I didn't feel like that they were really for me. And there are a couple of songs that I really liked, but they were the songs where they were very Southern. It was a very Southern influence song. Get Me Bodied is very Southern. It's bounce music, you know, and the influence of that. And so I really like that. So anytime she did that and Can You Keep Up? Bring the noise. What's the song?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lose My Breath.
Well done, guys. Well done.
That song, that's with all the sounds of a marching band, a Southern black school marching band in it. I love that kind of stuff.
I love that.
So now as she's getting older and she's still like I said, anchoring down in that Southernness. I love all of her work.
I do too.
Before we wrap up, can we talk a little bit more about the visuals of this iconic film?
Yes.
Again, like I was saying about the Southern, Gothic, textures and everything, automatically I felt more connected to the South. But also, it was just so beautiful to see this lush green landscape. They're standing on these incredibly strong looking trees. You have Zendaya and Quivanjane out here. It was so beautiful just to see that many brown women come together. They got these bright ass fruit and baskets.
And brown women who have all been attacked by white folks in the media.
This is true. Zendaya. People try to come for her locks. Amandla. People out here because she's talking.
I didn't even think about that.
She's
That's
talking.
a good point.
Serena.
Yeah.
Quivanjane, people can't even respect her name.
Yeah.
Don't treat her like she's a grown person even though she's a child. And then Serena Williams. It's she's a black person in the whitest fucking sport.
Yeah. And it means so much to visually see black people, a wide range of black people in African prints, which I thought was beautifully infused in natural hair, because that particular landscape, like we were saying earlier, is something that black people are not associated with, but we are there. In a lot of those places and areas, there were more of us than there were white folk, but we just see white men with long gray beards or whatever. That's their background and their backdrop. And just it reminds me of when Stacey Marie was you can't be what you can't see. If you've never seen what you were, then you just don't know that was a thing or possible.
Now, I have seen criticism that Beyonce did not include any plus size or more fuller figured women, which I think is, I think that's a valid concern, because also her Ivy Park brand does not cater towards plus sizes. I think it taps out at size 12 or something.
12 or 14, right?
Something like that. Or it's supposed to fit 12 to 14, a size 12 to 14.
I have also noticed that in her merch store, she's made a point to have a diversity of models of all abilities and sizes. But I haven't seen plus size.
So I think that's I think that's a valid concern. And I understand people are pushing back on that. She can't represent everybody. But
fam, women look different.
And if you want to talk about being from the South, then we got some big fines down there.
Right.
So let's represent.
Come through, big fines for the one time.
All right. Final thoughts, things you liked, collabs, cameos, ad libs, anything.
I just love it. I really, really, really love how unashamed she is of her Southernness. I just love it. It's beautiful.
I'm really loving the Malcolm X sample.
The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman.
She's oh, y'all thought I was too black then?
Check this out.
And I really love the visual of her jumping off the ledge and falling into water. I gasped. I was listening to some old interviews of her, and she was saying I love the ocean so much. I feel in a past life I was a mermaid. It gives me all this perspective.
Oh, then that might be...
What?
What's going on? Oh my God.
No, because that there's a lot of Yoruba and Oshun and Yemiya, stuff like that in there. So maybe and Yemiya is an Orisha who is kind of like a mermaid, the Mami Wata kind of thing. So I wonder if she was getting schooled on that and then putting that into.
She's definitely been on Tumblr.
Yeah.
So I also really love all the West African and East African on the album. You got your Weekend. You got Worcestershire, Somali British poet. And then you got your West African looks, your West African spiritual influences. I see you, B.
It's so deep. Very quick confession. I will probably request that this be cut, but I am not a fan of 6-inch heels.
Why?
I just don't like it. I don't like The Weeknd. I don't think that the song is great.
That's allowed, Tracy. Quick confession. I hate one part of Freedom. The line.
I already know what it is.
It just climaxed to the worst line.
Sometimes she does that. Like, what's going great?
The line is, because I'm a winner and a winner don't quit on themselves.
Yeah.
It's like we went from protest anthem to generic,
corn.
like,
Corn. Just a cornball in it.
football team anthem of like pump up jam.
Keep on running 'cause a winner don't quit on themselves.
But yeah, still solid album.
We love you, Beyonce.
We do. Moving on.
Moving on.
I feel like I, as Tracy Clayton, who has a podcast that her mother listens to, cannot relax and let herself go enough to talk about adult things.
I hear you.
She doesn't even like that I use the F word.
Okay.
So I'm taking a page from Beyonce's book, and I'm going to create an alter ego for myself so that this can happen.
Tracy, you were wearing an incredible wig. I'm sorry, your name's not Tracy.
And my name
is
no longer Tracy, madam. My name is Lola LaFway.
All right, Lola, thanks for joining us for Nichole's Sex Corner.
Thank you. I feel ridiculous. This don't work, Beyonce. It don't work. So Nichole, you be having sex sometimes.
Sometimes.
And you write about relationships.
Yeah. I do.
You wrote a great article for BuzzFeed about your experiences as a dominatrix.
Yeah.
Everyone should read it. It's fascinating. It talks a lot about race and femininity, masculinity, et cetera, et cetera. Since you and I talk about this stuff a lot, I could think of nobody better to just talk about sex with.
With me and Lola.
Yeah. With Heben and Lola.
All right, let's get into it. We asked you all for some questions via Twitter and email, and here's a few we're going to answer now.
All right. So the question is, this is admittedly a humble brag, like a half brag. Okay. The question is, say I'm getting the job done a couple 3 times.
A couple 3.
But I think there's a couple more in there. What's a polite way to ask?
Oh my gosh. What an excellent way to start.
So this is clearly coming from a man, first of all.
Okay, so this person wants to know how he can get back in there to get a few more out of the chamber, I guess.
This is like when they ask you at job interviews, like, what's your greatest weakness? And you're like, I care too much. I'm such a perfectionist.
Right.
Get out of here, dude.
I can go all night. So that's what's going on. I think you should just, kind of check your partner out, see if that person can go physically, because if everybody has different
stamina.
Yeah, and just also, sometimes your shit just gets tired.
Yeah, it's good.
So I think you should just check. I don't know about being polite. I don't think that's you can't be polite in a situation like that. Like, honey, do you want to go again? You just kind of have to.
Yeah, it's a delicate way to say that.
Right.
You just roll over and put the erect penis on a hip or in between the butt and hip.
Yes. This is not great advice.
Yes. Okay, if you're in bed and you're kind of like, maybe you're, going for that 3rd or 4th round, you're not sure. You just kind of roll over and let the person know that you're physically ready.
Hey,
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, knock, knock.
That sounds horrible.
No.
But I mean,
if
like,
they're going, hey, knock that. Fuck out of here.
But I mean, like, ideally, they would see like how you respond to it. Like if you like arch your back a little bit, kind of like do the little booty toot. You know what I'm talking about?
And this is something that you kind of
slide away.
Exactly.
Booty toot.
Toot it up.
I hear you.
But if they roll over like away from you, then that's
right. Or if they
whatever.
like push you.
So you're mostly body language.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think body language is very important.
Yeah.
I would like to vocalize a thing that has started to cause me some concern. Speaking of like when enough is enough. So like there have been times where Lola's been like, all right, good, I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm like hyperventilating a little bit. I feel like I'm gonna pass out. And then they'll be like, go ahead, pass out. It's okay. No.
Oh, no.
Right? That's bothersome, right?
It depends on if you trust that person.
But what if I go to sleep and don't wake back up for whatever medical reason? I'm too anxious
you're
for
scared
that.
about that.
I'm scared of dying, yes.
Oh, okay.
If someone says, I'm scared I'm going to pass out, I'm concerned.
They just be like, it's
I'm
all
not
right,
going to say,
ahead.
go ahead. That was all me, though. That's all me. Seek medical attention.
And I think it also depends if they're going to keep going while you pass out. Like, are they saying it
Whoa.
like...
I never thought about that.
Oh my God. No,
Wait,
this is a consent is sexy podcast.
Oh my God.
No, but like, okay, first you have to have this kind of communication between you guys, right? Like, I'm going to pass out, but it's okay if you keep going. That can happen between, you know, people.
Two consenting adults.
If they've talked about it and they've, you know, whatever. Because sometimes it's, you know, when they're saying, go ahead, do what you got to do, they're just encouraging you to let go.
I'll keep you safe. It's cool. So, I get it. I still be like,
yeah.
It just really depends on how comfortable you are with that person.
That's definitely true.
Yeah. I think for me, it's just all about me and my fear of dying in terrible ways.
I think your partner should be attuned to that.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
You're right. You're right.
Let's move on to the next question.
This next question comes from somebody that we kind of accosted at a bar last night.
Wait.
We were like, oh my God, we got a podcast. We need questions. We got a really good question. And that question in so many words is that this woman and her boyfriend live together. They have a camera to like monitor the dog's actions when they're away. Maybe he's a particularly destructive dog.
But like, what do they do with the knowledge? Do they come running home? We see you on the camera. You thought.
That's actually a great question. I don't
Anyways,
know.
let's not get distracted.
I don't know. So she wants to use the dog camera for sexy time. And she's trying to, because I guess they like check it while they're like
while one's at work.
Yeah, so the boyfriend can operate it via remote. So he can like shift the camera around.
Yeah. So she wants to know how to present that idea to her boyfriend. What's the best way to broach the topic? It's important to note that he does not like surprises. He likes to be aware and in control. And he would also have to make sure that it doesn't show up on his work computer. So there has to be some kind of discussion beforehand.
Right. She can't just surprise him.
Right.
Wait, he would be doing this on his work computer?
Like he can plug into the surveillance.
Can he do it on his phone?
I
don't know.
Great
He certainly
question.
should not do it on his work computer.
So first of all, this idea is super fucking hot, I think. If you want to put on a show for your partner, I think that's really hot. And I also think it's great that she's, want to make sure that she has his consent because maybe he's not really into that, you know? So she wants to let him know. So what I would say, I'm about the modified surprise. So I would kind of ask about his day. The upcoming day is going to be really busy at work. Do you think you'll have time to maybe sit with me for like 30 minutes or something? And she can like act like it's going to be this, something totally different. And then she's like, maybe you could turn on the dog cam or whatever. And then what would be excellent, I don't know if they have this capability, is if he could.
I love that you're suggesting. All right, 2.0, we need some adjustments.
Yeah, technology.
But if he could like mic in and say, okay, now toss your hair this way, that would be really great. And that still gives him control so he doesn't feel like he's left out of the scenario. You know what I'm saying?
Thinking ahead.
But if he can't do that, then I still think that she should just go for it and just put on whatever show that she wants for him that she knows that he should do.
But how does she present the idea to him?
By asking him, how's your work going? Are things getting really crazy?
So you're saying don't explicitly say it.
Right. And then maybe if this couple is a type where she's asking how she can, put on a show for him, that they probably watch porn together, and maybe she can do some, let's watch some voyeur kind of stuff or some whatever. Are you into that? Maybe feel him around.
Do some fishing.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So that, again, he doesn't know exactly what she's planning.
But they're in the ballpark.
Yeah. So I don't think that she should flat out say, is it okay if I... And I think that takes some of the sexy off of it.
Yeah.
Because I think it should be a surprise and something like, wow, you're really thinking of me. This is really spicing up our shit.
Even if he doesn't like surprises.
Right, but it's modified.
A modified surprise.
I do.
You did say that.
I hate surprises.
Uh-huh.
I will hear it for a modified surprise. I'll hear it barely, but
So it's like a little heads up, like
the intimating should be more like, can you have complete alone time at work?
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
can we just talk some days?
Yeah.
Or whatever, and then spring it on.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
The modified surprise, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first.
I think that could work.
I think we have time for one more. This is another anonymous question. What's the best way to be on top and maintain stamina and not hurt your knees and hips? And this was written by a straight woman.
Honestly, you're just going to have to practice and just keep doing it. Exercise and get your body used to being in those different positions. That's really, squats and lunges, all that kind of stuff to strengthen your legs. That's not a very sexy answer because, people don't like to exercise, myself included. But really, that's just really all you can do is just keep doing it over and over and over again.
Which is not a bad form of exercise.
It's not a bad form of exercise. That's
But
all
I feel
sex
like
is.
if they're worried about hurting their knees, there was like a past situation with the knees. You know what I mean?
Oh, I just thought of a great calling question. Sex injuries.
That'd be good.
I'm in.
We would love to hear your stories of sex injuries, everybody. I have one. It was very painful.
What happened, Lola?
We'll play.
Never get over this wig.
I was with my ex 1,000 years ago, and there was some oral appreciating going on, right?
Okay.
And at one point, either he made a quick move or I made a quick move, and so my tongue was like on the roof of my mouth, and his penis was underneath my tongue, right? And you know what a lingual frenulum is? Like it's like the little piece of skin underneath the tongue.
Oh.
I hear a pop inside my ears, and I feel this hot, searing pain, and I'm just like, what just happened to me? But here's how much I liked him at the time, right? Because we were still cool then. I was like, I don't want to interrupt things, so let me just keep going in all of this horrible, awful pain that I was in.
Oh my God.
Real MVP. Right here.
Lola LaFway, the real MVP, everyone.
So we want to hear your sex injury stories. I hope y'all are okay. But record them on your phones, email them to us at anotherround@buzzfeed.com, and maybe we'll play them on a future episode. If you want to remain anonymous, please
or
feel
add
free.
some voice distortions.
Right.
And keep it under a minute, y'all. Keep it short. Keep it cute.
Short and sweet. So to wrap up the tentatively titled Sex Corner with Nichole Sex Corner, let us say once more that nobody here is a professional at all. We're not qualified to give you advice.
By any means.
If you follow this advice, you do it at your own peril. Do not sue us. You cannot.
But thank you for all the advice, Nichole.
Yes.
Thank you.
I hope that you will come back again to answer more questions.
Yes.
So if anybody listening has more sex and relationship questions for Nichole to answer, you can send them to us either via Twitter, or if you would like to remain anonymous, you can do it via email. anotherround@buzzfeed.com. We will respect your wishes because maybe your mom listens to your podcast too. I understand. It's time for pew pew pew.
Pew, pew, pew.
Oh, okay, good. Rapid fire question. You're familiar. I'm not gonna ashamedly describe and define the
As
name
she
of the
does it
segment.
right now.
Yes. Who is the last person you kissed?
Oh, shit. Like, I've got some serious cobwebs happening in my life, so I have to think about this shit. The last person I kissed, like, what kind of kiss?
Like a romantic kiss.
A romantic.
So Meemaw don't count.
Leave me more out of this.
I think the last guy that I dated seriously was the last guy I kissed. I mean, I've had sex since then, since we broke up.
But no kissing
But
involved?
no kissing, no.
Interesting.
On purpose, on some Pretty Woman shit?
Yeah, like you don't deserve that. You haven't earned that. But yeah, I think it was the last guy I dated.
Okay.
What is your favorite fast food spot?
McDonald's.
Yes. What's the weirdest crush you've ever had?
On the guy that played, who's the main guy from That 70s Show? Topher Grace.
Oh my gosh.
What was his character's name?
So random.
I can't remember.
I can't remember, but him.
You like little skinny,
I
wimpy
do,
white dudes that you can probably overpower and dominate. That
Well, okay,
makes sense.
so maybe we'll talk about this later at some point. I do like really skinny, scrawny men, but I like to make them feel powerful. So if they can handle me, then they're, that makes them feel good.
Yeah.
But I'm the one with the real power.
because you're controlling them thinking that they can.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot.
Yeah.
What is the best or favorite thing that you've ever written?
I found a story just the other day that I'd written. It's kind of dark, but it was about a man invited his ex-wife and her husband over for dinner because they wanted to take full custody of the kids and go around the world. So he invited them over to dinner and he had his cook prepare the children for them.
Oh my
gosh. Is there a place we can go to read this? Or is
Yes.
it just in your-
No, it's just something I typed up really.
Oh my God, I look forward to more dark shit from you.
I might post it on my blog is neglected, but I might post it there.
You should. If you get the blog on again, we'll put it in the newsletter so
Okay.
everybody can see it.
I love the newsletter, by the way.
Oh, thank
I
you.
do.
I do too.
So you're one of our favorite authors. Who are some of yours?
Toni Morrison,
Yes, Tony the God.
Gloria Naylor, specifically Mama Day. I love Mama Day, and I will recommend it anytime someone asks me for a book recommendation. Sonia Sanchez is who I emulated when I first discovered poetry. And Dorothy Parker, who Prince put me onto from, again, Sign of the Times, my favorite album. And he has a song called Ballad of Dorothy Parker. And I wanted to know who that was. And so she became.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you, not too long ago, quit your 9 to 5 so that you can pursue writing full time. What has been the scariest and most rewarding things about that?
The scariest is the uncertainty of money, not having health insurance anymore. I actually gave away my car because I was like, this is too expensive. I
You
can't.
gave it away? You didn't sell it?
No, I just it was still like a note. So which is not good for your credit, but I was just like, I can't, the stress of trying to make sure that I was hustling enough to get at least my car note was really stressing me the fuck out. Like I was anxious. I could feel myself going back into depression. And so I was like, I need to get rid of this car. So I did that, which is difficult because I'm in the South and it's
not the most walkable place.
No, it's not at all. Like lots of neighborhoods literally don't have sidewalks. You have to drive. Anyway, so that's the scariest. Just also, like part B of that is trying to hunt down your money and trying to balance how do you ask for money that's owed to you without making. I don't want them to not want to work with me anymore because I don't want them to think I'm being greedy to get the money that I deserve. That I've earned, I should say, not deserve, but I've earned based on our contract together. But then I have to kind of find you to get my money, and I don't want you to think, oh, maybe we don't need to work with her anymore. She's going to harass us about her money. Well, just fucking pay on time.
That ends the harassment, like quite literally.
Yeah, but the most rewarding part is having the freedom to do whatever I want to do, and not be beholden to somebody. Like feeling like, oh, I have to do all this stuff in my 9 to 5 and also do another 9 to 5 because I'm a slow writer. So I need the time to work on all that stuff.
Word.
I want everybody to read everything that you write, everything that you've ever written in your life. Everybody, please follow Nichole on Twitter. Where can they do that at?
Tennessee Whiskey Woman, and that is TN Whiskey with an E and then woman. I'm also working on a collection of personal essays that are based on how pop culture and being raised in the South affected my outlook on relationships and stuff like that.
It's gonna be so good. She's such a good writer.
I hope so. And I'm currently working on a novel that I hope people can help me crowdfund by going to my pinned tweet on my Twitter account. And the campaign is called Away to Paris.
So why are you doing the crowdfunding?
Well, I'm working on a novel that is a Southern Gothic retelling of the biblical book Song of Solomon. And at one point, I like it too. At one point, the characters end up in Paris. And so I would like to have some firsthand research going on so it can really like make the descriptions pop for people.
Support the arts, y'all.
Support the arts.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who you buying around for, Trace?
I'm buying around for my latest obsession, my latest love, the thing that gets me up in the morning, the thing that keeps me going throughout the day.
I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued.
Chicken liver mousse.
What is that?
It's like a spread made out of chicken liver.
Ooh.
I know it sounds crazy. I don't even like liver. I don't even like chicken liver.
Is chicken liver a thing?
Yeah, it's the liver of a chicken.
Don't play me. Do not.
But yeah, my mom and granny used to eat them fried all the time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's not good. It's got this weird texture to it. Yeah, it's just not, and it looks really not
so
great.
It's fried, and in the middle, it's the whatever situation it is.
Yeah.
What color is it?
Well, my grandma used to burn hers all the time, so hers was black. But the mousse itself is like a nice brown, like a rich brown color.
Where does one even get this?
At fancy little wineries and like cheese places and stuff.
Oh, it's like a charcuterie board situation.
Yeah, it's
You would.
like I know. It's right up there with my love of fancy cheeses. And I just love it so much. So here's how I came to even eat it, to even try it.
I'm so not adventurous with food.
I kind of am with stuff. It's not seafood. Like there are certain like hard nose, like fish. I will never experiment with fish. Remember that time I ate lox for you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
You're welcome. It was the worst day of my life. But I was at some benefit gala AIDS fundraiser thing. It was weird. It was just like some random PR pitch that I got, and I went because Outkast was performing.
Reasonable.
Yeah. And there was all this great food. The food was really good, and there was like a charcuterie board with this brown stuff on it. So I tried, and I'm like, oh my God.
So you didn't know it was
I didn't know it was.
before.
If somebody was like, try this chicken liver mousse, I'd be like, no, absolutely
Okay.
not. So I tried it, and I was like, what is this magical substance that has been kept from me my entire life? Fast forward to a little while ago. I was at a wine bar in Brooklyn, appropriately called Brookvin. I think it's very cute. Yeah, I think it's cute. And I see on the menu chicken liver mousse, and something in me was like, I think that's the thing that I had.
What?
Yeah, so
You
I
didn't even
tried
know the
it.
name?
No, I
It just
felt
came
it was,
to you?
Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna try this. I have a good feeling, and since then, I'm obsessed with chicken liver mousse. Brookvin has the best that I've ever had here.
That's wild.
It's delicious. That's it.
Okay.
Who or what is your round for?
I would like to buy a round for the UPN network.
I'm in.
But also specifically Girlfriends, the
show.
TV show.
Oh, girlfriends.
My girlfriend. They're through thick and thin.
That was beautiful.
New version. I feel like I took for granted what it was like to grow up with that being a reality of mine. That show being in my life.
What do you mean?
Because I had never seen any place that like celebrated friendship in that way, first of all, but also like Black girlhood, womanhood, like celebrating each other. They're all like these professional women with different. Joan's a lawyer, Maya's
She was a
hairstylist,
writer, and she wrote the book. Oh, hell
hairstylist and writer. Anyways, it doesn't matter. They all did a bunch of different things. They were all
bunch
like
of different personalities. Too.
Yeah, Lynn was like, I am getting my 1000th PhD. Like, I know all these things and have no jobs. It was just such a fun show. I'm a big fan of anything that celebrates friendship.
Oh,
It's so cute. And I am so happy for Tracy Ellis Ross. She's been out here,
yes.
but she's finally getting her like big checks glow up, not UPN checks glow up.
She's so good. She's
so
talented.
good. She's such a great comedic actress. She's on Blackish now, and I don't understand why the show's not centered around her. The fact that it's centered around Anthony Anderson is wild.
Oh, God.
It's wild when you have a talent like her in the building.
Ridiculous.
But she slays all the time. Her lipstick is incredible. She, I am certain, lives in Kanye's neighborhood. She has the best cameo in music video history in the video for Kanye's workout plan. She's a French woman. Ze balles, ze chat calais. iconic. So shout out to Girlfriends.
Shout out to Girlfriends.
Shout out to Tracy Ellis Ross.
Yay.
And shout out to UPN, bringing all that blackness to my life.
Yeah, they really blacked up television back then.
They sure did.
We did it again.
Hey.
We keep doing it.
All the things.
Can't believe it.
What?
Ah! Thank you.
That exciting every time, honestly.
Thank you so much to the fantastic Nichole Perkins.
Yes.
It was so much fun just hanging out.
Blessings on blessings.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the Pod Squad.
Pod Squad.
Brr, brr, brr.
Yes.
I'm really coming up in this world.
It's every time you improve.
Drastic improvement from the beginning.
This episode was produced by Eleanor Kagan with editorial oversight from Jenna Weiss-Berman and production help from Antonia Serrahito, Julia Furlan, and Meg Kramer. Badass all-girl band.
Hey.
Thank you to Paul West at Argo Studios. You're the best. Thanks to our musical friend type people who hooked us up with something. Heaven, what is happening right now? What are you eating?
I'm sorry.
Shout out to Heaven's Bagel. Music, thanks to Jean Grey. You can follow her at Jean Greasy on Twitter. And thanks to Don Will of the Almighty Tanya Morgan. You can follow him on Twitter at DONWILL. Thank you to Bagel Face Heaven.
Shout out to Tracy McGee. Hold me down as I bite and talk. I'm so rude. I'm sorry.
Follow Heaven on Twitter and see all of her bagel-related adventures. At Heaven Rants. Is Heaven like the place in the sky? And Rants like the thing that white women do when they were told by Apple Care that they could come in here and get the part.
And follow Tracy at Brokey McPoverty.
Send me $1. Thanks.
Hopefully this will be a fiction.
Hopefully. Subscribe to the newsletter. It is so good.
It's poppin'.
Go to BuzzFeed.com/anotherround/newsletter to sign up and get fantastic things in your inbox, including but not limited to babies, animals,
maybe
Oprah,
some animals.
stuff to read,
Yeah.
stuff to watch.
Yeah. What?
Upgrade your life.
Also, check out BuzzFeed's other podcasts like Internet Explorer, The Tell Show, and our newest politics podcast, No One Knows Anything.
Because nobody knows nothing.
Nobody knows
anything about politics.
Hit us on the buzz on Twitter and Facebook at Another Round. Email us, anotherround@buzzfeed.com. Rate us on iTunes. Nominate us for a Nobel Peace Prize. Name anything after us.
Yeah, name some more chickens after me. I think I'm up to like 3 or 4.
All right.
There's like 2
Taking over.
brokey chickens.
You and your chicken army.
My chicken army will rise up and rain down like lightning from the heavens.
Drink some water. Take your meds. Call your mom.
Or your dad. Or your granny.
Or your significant other.
Yeah, call your person.
And start a chicken army.
Start a chicken army.
Toodles.
Bye. Nichole Perkins. Yay.
You may remember her from all of our shout outs to her, Tennessee Whiskey Williams.
Yes. Not Williams.
I was like, oh, maybe it's Evan Williams related. Mid-thought. Okay. You may remember her from all the random shout outs we give to Tennessee Whiskey William on Twitter. You know what? I'm going to take an L on this one. Do you want to take that, please?